Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat, and I was just working on a new journal, and so I'm doing some embellishments or ephemera or whatever you want to call it. I printed out some images from these books that I have, and I've shown these before in my videos. Here, let me pull out a little bit. I just want to make sure we're close for the video part. They're Memories of a Lifetime, and they're old. I've had them for years. They have a CD in the back, and then there's, if I could get to a page, there's all kinds of vintage images in them that are copyright free. So I got some out of the Fairies and Angels and some out of the Christmas book. And so I just printed out mostly angels for this. And so these are Victorian angels, and as we all probably know, the Victorian people love to embellish things with glitter and wire and, you know, all kinds of stuff. They made those really fancy ornaments with the little spun wire and just all different things they decorated them with. And so these images are that type of thing, and I believe, I don't remember what they called these, scrap, I think, Victorian scrap, and they had, you know, the little wings and all kinds of stuff. But a couple of years ago I did this angel on a snowball, and this is just a styrofoam ball that I used cotton and glue, kind of like what they did, and I covered it and put glitter on there to make it look like a big snowball, and then I glued it onto a snowflake, and this is just a plastic snowflake, and I think I got them at Hobby Lobby or Michael's, or I don't know, one of those places that I go to all the time. And then I put the cotton around her face and on her cuffs and the bottom of her coat to kind of look like fur, and did the snowflakes back here. And I might do one of these around Christmas time and just glitter and, you know, all that. So that's where I got the idea of how I wanted to do this. And so I'm going to make some tags and things like that for the journal, but I did want to add a little something. And I know it's kind of poofy, but you don't have to do it to every single one that you're going to put in the book. Like, I printed out some things like this too. And I might put some glitter on those or something, but the cotton I like for the bottom of the coats and the cuffs and all that, just to make them look, you know, fuzzy and warm. So that's kind of what I'm working on today, and this isn't anything really difficult or hard. And I am sure there's people doing this. I just have had trouble finding it, so I kind of just have done it myself the way I want to do it. So if this isn't the right way, I apologize. I'm just going with what I can do. So I have some glue and some, where's my big glitter? There it is. And some just really super fine, extra fine Recollections white glitter. And then I just have little things like beads and sequins and stuff like that, and I'll show you as we go along. I've already done some cotton down here on the bottom, just a little glitter on the base that she's standing on. This is supposed to be like one of those little hand warmers. And so I did that all in the cotton as well. So I'm going to come in a little bit closer just so you can see how I do it. And again, I'm not saying I'm an expert at this. I'm just showing you guys how I do it if you're interested. So I just take a little white glue, and it's just plain old Elmer's white glue, and a small paintbrush, and I just kind of paint on the image where it looks like there might be fur, because you can kind of see that it looks like there's fur on this outside edge, and then like around her cuffs and stuff like that. And sometimes I add it even where it doesn't seem like there is any, just because I like the way it looks and it helps even things out. And then I just take little pinches of the cotton. Sorry, trying to get that camera right, and I'm sitting down, which I hardly ever do when I'm crafting. But I want to get close enough without sticking my big head in there. So I'm just tearing off little sections. I might even, oops, I keep going the wrong way. And I just take them and I set them on where I painted the glue. And then I just kind of tap at them until they're really just staying in that little area. And you need to be careful when you're putting the glue on that you don't, you know, go crazy, because otherwise you'll just have a big mess when you're done. And you don't need tons. And in some spot you might want more, like this I wanted poofier and down here, but you can do it however you want to do it. And then I'm just taking another pinch. And it's tedious and kind of time consuming, but like I said, you don't have to do like every single one of your images this way. This is just kind of a little added thing to give them more interest. And so yeah, I think it'll just make the journal a little bit more interesting. And then I take some glue with a super fine tipped glue bottle. I don't know if you can see it. Trying. Everything seems backwards. Okay. Can you see this tip right here? Yeah. And I know a lot of people have these for glitter specifically, so I'm going to add a little bit of glue on top of that cotton that I already put on, maybe if it'll come out of my bottle. And I'm going to add just a teeny bit more cotton because I want a little bit more, and I need a little bit of glue down here. And I don't use the paintbrush once I put the cotton on because, as you probably understand, the paintbrush will stick all over the cotton, so, or the cotton will stick to the brush. It's good to have a pair of tweezers. You don't have to, though. You can do this with your fingers too. It just kind of is nice to be able to grab it and move it around without your fingers getting all sticky, which I'm sure most of that's obvious. And you definitely don't need much cotton. And these are just 100% cotton balls. They're not anything fancy that you can't find. You could probably also use like cotton batting if you wanted to give it even an older look, because that cotton batting tends to be, you know, on the creamy color side. I just went with the white, but you definitely could do it with the cotton batting as well. See, it becomes kind of sticky and crazy. Sometimes I just gotta reuse my fingers. Sometimes I just even like kind of pinch it to get it to bring those fibers together. And another thing you can do is once it's dry, if you see spots that you don't like, you can snip them off, you know, like maybe right here. Oops, I was out of frame. You could just snip, you know, to trim it up a little bit or whatever. Oops, I'm sorry, you guys. I'm not used to sitting down. I should just stand up. I just thought I'd be able to do it without getting my head in there. So just that kind of thing. And then I add a little bit more glue. And I still think it just needs a touch more right down here. You'll kind of find that there's almost like bald spots where it just needs a little bit more. So that's what I do. I just add a little more. And I inked around the edges of this. I fussy cut it, inked it already. And I've made the, I don't know if you guys know, but the spun cotton where like the whole body of the angel or the Santa or whatever is cotton, and then you just put the face, the printed face, like just her face, in it. I've done those before too. It's just really hard to find information on that, and I'm sorry if I don't sound real great. I have a cold. It's called occupational hazard. I work at an elementary school, so yeah. So if I'm coughing or sneezing or whatever at any moment, that is why. Hope you guys had a great weekend. I know we're almost to the new weekend. Yay. Hump day. So I just keep adding it until I like it. And I do the glitter last. So I'm just going to do some pinching right there. Try to get it to come in a little bit more because it kind of seems like it's crazy. Then I'll just add some little touches of glue. And sometimes I just pick it up and just move it, and it kind of makes little, you know, strings of glue. Then I have my little box. This is my box that I will show you guys, and this is why it has glitter in it, is because I do this. When we talked about the little coffin that I made, I was showing that I just use these box lids for all kinds of things, and I was using it for the stand on that video. And I showed this lid, and it had glitter in it, and this is why it has glitter in it. Okay. So then I'm going to do the same thing to her cuff. which is right here on her sleeve. And you might have to put your paintbrush, you know, in some water periodically to make sure it doesn't turn to a rock. I'm gonna kind of just pinch it a little bit to make like a strand that I can put on there. I know it's kind of big and crazy, but I will fiddle with it. And I can always snip it with my scissors too, but you just want to be careful not to do giant globs of glue and huge chunks of cotton, because it won't look right. I wish there was, sorry about that, my cat is digging and digging and digging. If you can hear that in the background, she's kind of crazy. Jules. She's in her cat box. Obviously, I'm close to where her cat box is, lucky me. That isn't my cat that is in the picture, the white one. He's a Persian. He's outside right now. But that's my female cat just digging away like crazy. I think sometimes she just likes to get in there and play with the sand or something. And you don't want to lose too much of your image, you know, so really just try to keep it to where the fur is on the actual image. And she's got just a little cuff right there too by her mitten. I hope I'm not in your guys' way really bad. It's just really, this is a tiny image, and tiny, everything's tiny. It's kind of like working on miniatures or something. So I got another piece and I'm just going to spin it a little so I can rest it on there a little easier. Do you have fun playing in the box, Jules? Sorry about that, everybody. It's kind of gross. That's pets for you, right? Always when you are trying to do something. Okay, so I'm going to put some glue on that. I know this is probably like watching paint dry, so I'm going to try to not torture you guys for too long. I just wanted to show you because I thought if I put the journal together and had these in there, people might wonder, you know, like where I got them or whatever, but you can just make your own. The Victorian stuff is pretty hard to find, I think. I mean, maybe it's just where I'm at, it's hard to find, but... And I love it. And I grew up in an old Victorian town, and it's like, I wish I could find more stuff, but I guess people aren't that into it anymore. And when you do find it, like those ornaments, which are very cool, and I understand because they are not easy to make. I've tried to make them before, and I have one, and I may show you guys around Christmas time. But that's a lot of work. Oh, this is. And if there's anything that you're not liking, like see, I can see this fuzz is like sticking off the side of her dress. Not to clip her dress. So anyway, can you guys see? I don't want to get too close to the camera. It's having a hard time. Hopefully you can see that. And I have this light. Maybe it's too bright. Okay, so she's holding some little flowers right there, and another thing that I like to do is just put a few like dots of glue here and there. You don't have to put it on every single flower, but just, you know, because it's kind of hard to tell where the flowers end and begin when that stuff's this tiny. Just kind of some dabs around. And then I have this colorful glitter right here. It's just a mix, and it's not super fine, it's just regular glitter. And I'm just going to use my tweezers and pinch up a little bit and just put it, try to, see these have glue on them now, so they're not helping me as much as I would like them to. Okay, so you can see her flowers are, oops, her flowers are just glittering a little with different colors. And it's not, you know, perfect. It's not like they're little flowers glued on there, but it just gives you some dimension, which is what these kind of things need. So that's really what it's about. It's not about making it perfect or anything like that, but sorry, my camera does not want to do this. See? Okay, and then I have another little one right here, and I also, like I said, I have these. So with these ones, what I'll probably do is just put some thin lines of glue and some glitter, so maybe I'll do one of those instead of another angel. I did think for these roses that she's got in her basket, sorry, I'll let the camera, that I might do like some sequins and then just put a little bead or something in the middle, just a few around so that they pop out a little bit more. And then for these ones, I think I'm just going to take, I love this thing because it's tiny, but that little, this thing right here is always in my way. So a lot of times I take some washi tape and I just tape it down to the side because it drives me crazy when it's flopping around and what I'm doing the whole time. So yeah, I'm just going to take this really fine glue and just kind of, and I'm not going to do perfect lines, I'm kind of doing squiggly because I just want to give you that perception, and I'm lifting and just putting even just dots. They're not all going to be lines. Just that illusion of the ice glittering is really what you're going for. So it's not, it doesn't have to be every single icicle or any of that. And try to, if you can, make it thinner in some spots and thicker in others. I'm sure none of this isn't rocket science, but I do get some questions sometimes, so I just want to make sure that I'm explaining things so people get what they need, you know, when you're looking for something, because I know it drives me crazy when I can't really get what the person is talking about. So sorry if I'm Captain Obvious. And I kind of went up and around this whole part up here because it's kind of like a cave, or at least that's what it looks like. And my glitter has little things in it. It's been well used. I always use and reuse it, so sorry. It's well loved, especially at Christmas time. Okay, so see how that just kind of gives it some dimension. Okay, so that's what I think I'm going to do with those particular cards, because I don't want everything to have cotton on it because it'll get too thick. So I think I'm going to put a little bit more, like right down in here where it looks like they're standing in the snow. I'm just doing some like squigglies. There's some icicles right here off of these rocks. make it look gold, frozen. I just want to kind of get it a little bit everywhere. Plus it frames those girls better, you know, to have something around them like that. Okay. I just use what I've got in here. Stuck my finger in there. Right. Can you see? Top and bottom. I think I'm going to fix that up there that I just stuck my thumb in. It's really hard when you got something that's all the way around like this. Okay, that looks a little bit better. Alright, so there's just a couple of ideas of something you could do for a winter journal. And I will be showing the journal as soon as I get it done. Obviously this may take me a bit, and if there's anything that you'd like to see, or if I didn't explain it, you know, in a way that helps you, then please let me know, and I'll be happy to, you know, come back down and do another one or whatever you need to see. So, hope you guys have a great day. I'm going to keep working on these, and we'll see you soon. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.